Hello guys, my name is Prince and this is Math Center. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Post your comments and questions on my social media handles and I'll respond to it. We are on the topic linear equations and linear inequalities, but we are concentrating on linear equations now. In the previous video, we learned how to solve the first type of linear equations where you have the variable on only one side of the equation. In this video, we are going to learn how to solve the second type of linear equations where you have the variable on both sides of the equation. So let's begin and learn how to do that. Now type 2, letter or variable on both sides of the equation. What do? You group like terms and you simplify, just as we did for the previous one. In this type 2, the first thing you need to do is to group like terms. After that, you simplify. Let's pick some examples and see how to apply this point. Solve for x in the following. So we have 3x plus 1 is equal to 2x plus 5. We have 5x minus 3 is equal to 3x plus 7. We have 7x plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 5. And we have 24 minus x is equal to minus 3x minus 2. You take them one after the other and see how this is done. So we pick the first one. 3x plus 1 is equal to 2x plus 5. Now, the point says that we should group like terms. That's the first thing we need to do. We group like terms. So we first have to identify the like terms. As I said, here, like terms are terms with x attached to it and terms without x attached to it. So all terms with s attached to it are like terms. All terms without s attached to it are also like terms. So when you come here, 3 here has s attached to it, so we have 3x. 2 here has s attached to it, we have 2s, which means that 3x and 2x are like terms, so they will be on one side. Now 1 does not have s attached to it. 5 does not have s attached to it, so 1 and 5 will also be on one side. I hope that is clear. So you group all terms with s attached to it on one side, all terms without s attached to it on the other side. So let's do that. I already have 3x here, so I'm going to keep it. Then I'll bring 2x from this side to this place. Now when I bring it here, you see that here will be left with only 5. So I'll keep 5 here. Then I'll take 1 from this side and send it to this side. So I'll group the terms with s attached to it on the left hand side, and I'll group terms without s attached to it on the right hand side. Okay, 3x here, I'll keep it. So I'll first have 3x. Now 2x here is positive. There's no sign in front of it, which means that it's positive. Now if it's positive, when it crosses the equal to sign to this side, it becomes negative. So I'm going to have 3x minus 2x. Now 5 is already here, so I'll keep it because the sign in front of it is positive and it's the first term. We don't write plus 5x, we just write 5. It means that it's positive, so I'll have that 5 there. Now 1 here is positive, the sign in front of it is plus, so when you bring it to this side, it becomes negative. Now it will come and meet 5. 5 is already there, so I have 5 here, so I'm going to have 5. Then 1 here, when it comes here, it becomes minus 1. So the sign will change to negative, so minus 1. We've learned from algebra that 3x minus 2x is x, because when you have two like terms here subtracting, you subtract the coefficients. So it's going to be 3 minus 2. Then you attach the variable to it. So 3 minus 2 is 1. When you attach the variable to it, it's going to be 1x. You know that 1x is the same as x. So 3x minus 2 will give us x. 5 minus 1 will give us 4. So it means that x is equal to 4. Let's move on to the next example. You have 5x minus 3 is equal to 3x plus 7. So once again, you group like terms. You group like terms. So what are the like terms? 5x and 3x are like terms. Minus 3 and 7 are like terms. So you group them. As I said, I usually prefer sending the terms with variable attached to it on the left hand side, then sending the other terms on the right hand side. That's what I prefer, but you can choose to do it the other way around. You can choose to send 5x to this side and bring 7 here. Any other way it will work, but I prefer keeping the terms with x attached to it on the left hand side here, then sending the other terms on the right hand side. So I'm going to keep 5x here, then I will bring 3x from this side. 3x is positive, so when I bring it to this side, it's going to be negative. 7 here is positive, so it will be there. 3 here is negative, so when I send it to this side, it's going to be positive, which means I'm going to have 5x. 3 when it comes here becomes negative, so minus 3x. Then I have the equal to sign. I keep 7. Now here 3 is minus, so when it crosses the equal to sign to this side, it becomes positive, so 7 plus 3. We know from indices that 5x minus 3x will give us 2x, because we are going to subtract the coefficient. So 5 minus 3, that will give us 2. Then you attach the variable to it, so 5 minus 3, which is 2. The variable there is x, so 2x. If you want to understand how this is done, watch the video on addition and subtraction of algebraic expressions, and you understand how this part here is done. 7 plus 3 will give us 10. So this looks like the first type that we saw. We say when you get here, what do? You divide both sides by the number attached to x. The number attached to x is 2, so we divide here by 2, we divide here by 2, and x is going to give us 5. Let's move on to the next example. We have 7x plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 5. Once again, you first identify the like terms, then you group them. 7x and 3x are like terms. 3 and minus 5 are like terms, so you group them. So as I said, I will keep 7x here, then I'll bring 3 to this side. So I keep 7x. 3 here is positive, so when it crosses the equal to sign to this side here, it becomes negative. Once again, remember that the negative here is for the 5, not 3. The sign for 3 is in front of it here. Because there is no sign here, it means that it is positive. So 3x here is positive. The negative here belongs to the 5. It does not belong to 3. So 3 here is positive. When it crosses the equal to sign to this side, it becomes negative. So I'm going to have 7x minus 3x is equal to, now I have minus 5 here, so I'll keep minus 5 here. 3 here is positive. When it crosses the equal to sign to this side, it becomes negative, so minus 3. 7x minus 3x from algebra, we know that will give us 4x. Minus 5 minus 8 will give us, minus 5 minus 3 will give us minus 8. Once again, what do? We divide both sides by the number attached to the variable when you get to this stage. So we divide both sides by 4, which is the number attached to the variable. So we divide here by 4, we divide here by 4. 4 will cancel 4 to give us x. Minus 8 divided by 4 will give us 2. Let's consider the last example. We have 24 minus x is equal to minus 3x minus 20. So once again, you identify the like terms, you group the like terms, then you simplify. So here the like terms are minus x and minus 3x. They are the like terms, so you group them. 24 and minus 20 are also like terms, so you group those ones too. So as I said, I prefer keeping the terms with x on it on the left hand side, so I'm going to keep minus x here. Then you can see from here that the sign in front of this 3x here is minus, which means that 3x here is minus. So when I bring it to this side, it's going to be positive. Here the negative here is for the 20, so I'm going to have negative 20 here. 24 here is positive because there is no sign in front of it here. So because it's positive, when it crosses the equal to sign to this side, it becomes negative. So I keep minus x here, then plus, when I bring this one to this side, it becomes 3x. Because it's negative, when it crosses, it becomes positive. So plus 3x is equal to, I have minus 20 here. 24 here is positive. When it comes here, it becomes negative. So minus 24. Now, from indices, we know that minus x plus 3x will give us 2x. The reason being that the coefficient of this minus x here is 1. Now because the coefficient of this minus x here is 1, sorry, I'm using the pen on my laptop, that's why I'm not able to write it well. I'm going to write 1 well so that you see what I'm talking about. So the coefficient of this minus x here is 1. So we have minus 1x or minus x1 will give us 3x. So what you do is that you add the coefficient. So we are going to have minus 1 plus 3, and that will give us positive 2. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one so that I write it well. I should have written it in front, sorry. Okay, so this is what I mean. Now minus x is the same as minus 1x. Now if you have this, what you do is that it's going to be minus 1 plus 3. That will give us 2. Then we attach the variable to it, which is x, so that will give us 2x. That is why minus x plus 3x is giving us 2x. Once again, if you are not so clear with this, watch the video on addition and subtraction of algebraic expressions and you see how this is done. So here we have minus 20 minus 24, that will give us minus 44. You divide both sides by 2 and x will give us minus 22. Thank you for watching this video on linear equations. Pick more examples on this type of linear equations and try your hands on them. If you have any problems, interact with me on my social media handles and I'll help you to solve them or to understand it very well. In the next video, we are going to consider the third type of linear equations, where the linear equation will involve a fraction. Sorry, where the linear equation will involve a bracket. Bye bye.